So your brand new LQ-1000 has arrived, and you open the box, and the first thing that you see is a packing kit. And in that packing kit is the user guide. There are some other things, but the most important thing is the warranty card. I really hate to be a nudge, but if you'd be so kind as to fill this out and send it back, it'll help us help you. We can send you software updates. We can send you updates to the manual. It lets us keep in touch. We promise everything is kept confidential. This is only to help us stay in contact with you. So thanks in advance. The next thing you want to do is to connect input signals to the LQ-1000. It comes defaulted to AES inputs. If you order the SDI option, it's a very easy matter to set the unit up to look at the SDI inputs. Very much like other linear acoustic products, navigating is menu driven. So from the full screen mode, which is the screen that the unit boots up into, and we're looking at this on the optional VGA remote, only because it's a little bit bigger, it's a little easier to see what's happening here, and it's a great way to remote the most common functions of the unit. So by hitting the previous key, we go back to the main menus, going down to System Options, and our favorite menu, I/O Options, allows us to select where the audio is coming from. So audio inputs are shown here. Audio outputs, which are really, they only need to be set if you've ordered the SDI option and you're re-embedding the audio, and you've ordered the plus option. So the plus option allows the LQ-1000 to apply a fixed amount of gain to the incoming signal so that you can do simple corrections without the need for having a complex multi-channel audio mixer during ingest. Without that option, it's simply a matter of setting inputs. Now, if you have ordered the Dolby option, the Dolby SIM, and again, we call it a SIM because it looks like a single inline memory module, and that's inserted internal to the unit at the factory. All you have to do is select where the SIM gets its audio from. That SIM will allow you to decode Dolby Digital, Dolby E, and even Dolby Digital Plus, and display the results. Once you've decided where the input for the SIM is coming from, so in this case it's AES 1 and 2, let's set that to SDI. Now on the audio inputs, instead of looking directly at the SDI inputs, we're going to look at the output of the SIM module. So in essence, we've put the SIM module between the inputs and the meter itself. So by simply pressing this, now we're looking at the output of the SIM, and you have to do that for up to 8 channels of audio. Remember, Dolby E is up to 8 channels, AC3, Dolby Digital, and Dolby Digital Plus in their core basic modes are 6 channels. So remember to set all of these for the proper SIM inputs. Really, that's it. Back out to the main menu, select full screen mode, and you are ready to start metering and measuring and getting your loudness under control from the most important point, from the very beginning of the chain. Again, as we've discussed in other videos about this unit, you can look at the 2-channel input, which is channels 7 and 8, or the 7 and 8 output of the SIM module. You can look at a comparison between 5.1 and 7 and 8. There are oscilloscopes and spectrum analyzers, and of course the main screen where you can see input thumbnail meters, just let you know signal presence, what the maximum peak is, what your facility target is, that can be set as a custom setting, the meters running. Here's the current ITU loudness reading, so it's -33, -32 LKFS. Here are 3 bar graph meters, each one with a separate integration time. In this case, the factory default is 3 seconds, 10 seconds, and 30 seconds, and on the bottom is a very useful histogram. What we found, our experience at the Olympics in Vancouver, was that mixers had an easier time if they knew what the history was like. So how do you fit audio of a certain loudness in with audio around it? You can't do it without knowing the history, and so the histogram does that. Quickly, the tick marks are separated by 5 minutes. You can zoom in, zoom out, so the tick marks get further apart. Still 5 minutes, you're just looking closer at the loudness. Or zoom very far out and look at several hours worth of programming. That's it. It's pretty much a feature-packed unit. There's a headphone output. There's a way to downmix the audio so that if you've got only 5.1 channels, you can also measure a 2-channel version of it. You can order the unit with dual power supplies. There's a VGA output on the back so that you can drive an optional VGA remote or add it to a custom display. So if you've got a monitor wall inside of master control, this screen can come up in the corner of that monitor wall by simply routing the VGA output to the monitor controller. That's about it. We would suggest that you take a look at the user guide. There's lots of good setup examples. And if you have any issues or questions, by all means, contact us here at the factory at any time. We'd be happy to help.